Dave Odell for the Shop Now Network inside the Daytona Flea and Farmers Market, and we are at Jim's Coins. Now, there's a real education that you can get here with these coins, and with me is Jim. Now, Jim, I was a little bit surprised to learn that these Standing Liberty nickels, we're going to start out with these in the first place, that they're worth, what, 75 cents a piece? I thought that they would be worth a lot more, of course. So.
Well, there are some of them that are worth a lot more and better grades. These happen in the box here. I happen to get a large supply of them. I was able to get them cheaper, so I give them out cheaper, less than what they're worth. Gives people a chance to buy some stuff and to stay involved in the coin hobby.
Yeah, and get started.
Yeah, these are Liberty nickels, not Standing Liberty. They're Liberty nickels. They started. They were issued from 1883 to 1913, and 1913 there's only 5 of them ever minted. We won't go into that because those are in the millions for those coins. So.
Okay. Now tell us about these right here, the quarters and dimes.
These are Barber Quarters. They started in 1892 through 1916. 90% of the dimes, quarters, and halves of Barber Quarters are in what they call good condition. It's a low grade because they were very heavily circulated. You'll see a lot of them in the back. The back starts to get worn out. And I have, again, some of these also I was able to get cheaper. And the prices went up on them, so I put them out here. People who want to stay involved in the hobby while money's tight, they can come in and buy a coin that's worth $8. They could buy it for $6, so they're getting a deal, and I'm still making a little bit on it, and it keeps them coming back and trying to stay involved in the hobby.
Right, and it keeps the price low so they can get started in the hobby as well, too. Okay, let's move on here to the Eisenhower Dollars, which is my favorite. He was probably one of my favorite presidents. Now, they started issuing the Eisenhower Dollars in what, 1969?
1971 through 1978. And they issued them the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, which have a D on it, and the S Mint, San Francisco. Those are proofs. Those would come out. They're not shiny. They get hit a little harder at the mint, and they're different than the regular circulating ones. The P's and D's circulate. The other ones don't.
Okay. Now, what's the deal with the Denver Mint, the Philadelphia Mint? Why is one mint worth more than the other when it comes to certain coins and specialized coins?
In any coin, I think it's probably determined by the amount that are produced. I think they're pretty rare here. Not rare, I'm sorry. They're pretty common. The 1973, for some reason, has a higher value than the rest of them. I don't know exactly why. I can't get an answer from anybody, but that's just the way the 1973 is. Again, there's silver. There are some silver ones. 71, 2, 3, and 4 have silver. And then they did produce some silver ones in 76. 77, 78, I do not believe there's any silver ones.
So the Eisenhower coins were made 71 through 78 then?
78, yes. Yes.
And 1973 is worth how much, would you say?
Well, I have a silver one here that I'm selling. I have for 10. I'd give it away for $8 instead. That's about the going price, what it's worth.
Okay, all right. Well, that's definitely a good deal. Now, let's move over here to the Silver Eagles. These things are huge, too. Now, what was the purpose of these striking these at our mints and so on and so forth? Were they just basically collectible coins?
These are generally not a circulating coin, but surely you can take it into the store and get $1 worth of goods for it, but I wouldn't advise it because right now they're selling for about $40 a pop.
Wow.
These are used for, you see them on TV advertised for putting them in your IRA eligible and stuff like that. They started in '86 and they're still going through. As a matter of fact, 2021 is the last year you're going to see the reverse of the coin. They started already, and I think in end of April or May they're going to come out with a new variety in the back, and that'll probably be a little hefty extra price. Certain dates are worth more. For the majority of them, they're all same price, whatever the silver price could bear. There are a couple years that are more expensive, the 86, the 1994, and 1996. Those are worth more. And there's some special issues that were put out by the Mint as special sets, which I don't have any here, but those go into the hundreds.
Okay.
The generic bullion coins are based upon bullion as it goes up and down.
How do you keep up with all this stuff?
I get magazines every month. I get a coin roll magazine every week. You just have to read the articles, stay up on it. I'm a new dealer per se. I've been a collector for a long time. I did shows up north for the shows, and so I always had the big dealers next to me, so I relied on them. Now that I'm by myself, I'm trying to limit my errors and learning as I go.
What stirred your interest in this business? How did you get into this?
As a kid, I used to go to my grandparents' house, and my dad would play the harmonica, and I would sing a song, and my grandparents or my uncles would give me Morgan dollars. And that got me excited about it. And then I just started pulling silver out of production as a kid and just sticking it in a drawer and, that kind of stuff. So.
And then you continued on in the finance industry and things like that?
Well, I worked for the bank for 40 years. I worked in the retail portion. I was a teller to an assistant head teller, where I would get a lot of silver coins come in from, biggest one was the Brinks would come in and dump off confiscated money from drugs and raids and stuff like that. So I would try and extract the silver for myself.
That's how you
And
got started.
That's how I got started. And I pull it out of circulation, and I started putting the blue books together to everybody, pushing the little coins into the blue books and stuff like that. The pennies, the nickels, the dimes, the quarters, the halves. And I was just a collector, and then I stopped for about 15 years. We won't get into that. There was a different reason why. But I started again with a friend. We went to an auction, and I bought my first gold piece. I bought a gold eagle, 1-ounce gold eagle. And I met a guy there who said, I told him where I was from. He said, why don't you join the club? There was a club in my town. I didn't even know it. I met a guy 50, 60 miles away who told me about the club. And so I started joining the clubs in 2000. And, the rest is history. I joined 4 or 5 clubs, and you can always learn. If you want to learn about coins, you got to get the books, and you got to join the clubs where they do presentations on different things every month. And that's where the knowledge comes in.
And you buy, sell, and trade, of course.
Buy, sell, and trade. As I do. I'll buy just about anything that comes in. I'm even buying gold and silver now, because I now have a machine which will tell me the validity of it. Because there are some counterfeits, there are fakes out there. I know. I've bought about 10 fakes.
Well, and there are fakes and counterfeits going back 100, 150 years as well, too.
My friend had a guy come in with a roll of 1877 Indian head cents. That's one of the keys.
Right.
And of the roll, 46 of them were counterfeit.
Wow.
So, I bought a 1922 plain penny and found out it was counterfeit. And then this guy, who was a real big guy, he thought it was legit. So when I finally sent it out to be certified, it came back counterfeit. So, lesson learned. I got to learn more how to detect where the counterfeits are and stuff like that. There are a lot, even the slabs that they come in, I'll have it here. They're even making counterfeit slabs and putting counterfeit eagles in them. So you have to really.
You have to really know your stuff. All right. Well, Jim, thank you very much. So come on out here at the Daytona Flea and Farmers Market to Jim's Coins. You'll really get a good education, all sorts of good collectible coins that you can start your collection with. Broadcasting for the Shop Now Network, I'm Dave Odell.